This is a Headgum original.
First Zoom record in like 2 months. This sucks.
Don't you prefer the Zoom records to the regulars?
No, I like being in studio. It has that energy. It makes you feel like you're clocking in, going into work Mad Men style.
You asked if you could come in on a Sunday the other day.
Yeah.
That's sad.
How's that sad? I'm trying to fit in
You just
guests.
said like clocking in Mad Men style. And
that's
on
sort
a
of
Sunday.
like working hard, playing hard.
I guess so.
And then
you're making it sound like you work in a factory.
A laugh factory.
Punching your card.
Nice. We did mention this on the Zach Dunn episode that came out today. For all you guys playing Headgum Podcast Bingo, there's my slot where I mentioned the day we're recording.
Yeah. A non-helpful sort of, almost, I guess, confusing way to start the episode. Yeah, the episode that came out today to the people listening to this episode that came out today.
Okay, the episode that came out last Friday.
No, I'm confused. I'm just...
For this episode, can we give Amir a background since he's like full blue screen for once?
It's not lit well enough to do it, but I'll do it.
Oh, like actually in post to make it a blue screen.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted me to choose a Zoom virtual background.
No, you didn't light it well enough for me to do it perfectly, but I'll key in the Florida Keys or something like that.
That's funny. Key in a bunch of keys. Let me see if I can turn
Maybe
on
I'll key in Peel.
That's really good.
Yeah.
How about this?
Worse.
Of course.
Because you have to be lit and the background has to be lit. So you putting a light on
this
just
episode has to be lit.
Isn't good for the keying.
Forget I asked.
We've got Joel Dunoff on the show. You're looking like very much white men can't jump right now.
I was actually worried about my lighting too. The lighting in my bedroom isn't great. The sun could go down at any moment.
Yeah, we're really fighting the sun over here on the
You
East
also
Coast.
might wipe your webcam, right? It's very smudgy.
A rosy glow.
I look worse now.
Yeah.
All right, if you were doing post effects, can we do Joel smudges his lens and then he has a mustache for the rest of the show?
Handlebar.
Joel, smudge your lens again.
Swoop.
Great. So I'll put it in between the two smudges because with the last thing I'm gonna. Sorry, excuse me.
No, I get it. You just don't want.
One second. The last thing I'm gonna do when we're in this December period where I'm banking 3 weeks of work in 3 weeks, which is just doubling up 3 weeks in a row, is to motion capture or at least motion track a fake mustache onto Joel. Because ultimately that's not funny.
Kind of funny.
Not really.
I think it's a little funny with this after part.
No, we were talking on the episode with Zach Dunn that it's harder for me to be mean to people in the studio. So here we are back on Zoom. I'm in a room alone, so I can say anything I want in my head out loud. And that doesn't hurt your guys' feelings.
Well,
did you guys see/listen to last week's episode with Zach?
I saw it was uploaded because I always check to make sure that Geoff did his job.
That's good.
I didn't watch it yet, though.
Joel.
Yeah, I haven't heard it either.
I was just wondering if anybody had any notes. Yeah.
No notes. I am happy to report that for once the Headgum podcast was not on my Spotify Wrapped. From just like checking to make sure it's working and things are fine.
So what was on your Spotify Wrapped for podcasts?
The Always Sunny pod was the top one. Newcomers was the second one. Gossip Kings.
Of course.
Nice.
And the Red Flags podcast. an F1 podcast that I listened to until I realized one of the hosts was Kat Cohen's boyfriend, and I couldn't go on.
I ran into Carl Tart the other day at Edendale.
Oh, where?
At Edendale.
Did you say hi?
Yeah, I said hi. My roommate, George Saba, works on Grand Cru. So I was like, also, you work with my roommate. And he was like, yeah, George. That was it.
That's nice.
That's so great.
Yeah. There's more to that story that I don't feel comfortable telling right now. Joel, how's that cock? You said you got on field. Let's get a field update. Joel texted me. Sorry.
So I could be drinking anything right now. Is that a flat Pepsi? Is it a red wine? Is it a Mr. Pibb?
Joel said first field date went swimmingly.
Diet Coke. With powdered lime, actually. That's my big plug.
Why don't we
why don't
we make it the Marika hour? Right?
I have a lot to talk about.
Let's do 15 minutes of Brownlee and then we can get to the real stuff.
You should show that to Avital. She loved that movie.
It's my favorite movie of the year, probably.
Wow.
Favorite?
I watched it with her.
Your fifth favorite?
You
said favorite. So I was like, oh, your fifth favorite.
What if I was doing an Irish accent for just that word?
Joel texted me, first field date went swimmingly. So really, in a way, you spread me a bit of joy. And transitively, I said, Canyon? This is a joy to hear. An Ouroboros of exultation for the both of us. I did say this. You didn't respond.
Yeah, I meant you can't say it now.
I also can't say this. Not that he didn't say it.
Yeah.
Marika, go on.
I have no idea what any of that meant, to be honest.
Is the name of the person you went on a date with?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Laurel Canyon. Okay.
No, I don't know what that is.
Got it. Marika?
Do you want me to talk
we haven't
just
done
about anything
in a while? Let's do a Marika takes the reins for 7 minutes.
7.
Okay.
She did say before you came on, Amir, that she has a lot to go over.
Yeah. Well, it was prompted, or Geoff asked me what was wrong with me, I think, or something to that effect. And I said that I was falling apart. And part of that is because of the harrowing thing that I experienced yesterday, which is actually like seriously bad, but I will make light of it because it was crazy. I went to see the movie Bones and All at a movie theater, the AMC 34th Street Theater. I had been there mere days ago to see Glass Onion, but I went back to the exact same theater, Theater 12 on the top floor, to see Bones and All, a movie starring Timothée Chalamet, Taylor Russell, about cannibals. Watching the movie, having a kind of stressful time. There's a lot of stuff going on in my row. I was in the back row. There were like phones going off. At one point, 2 ushers came up both aisles, checked on something, like someone in the row waved and then they left. Before the movie, someone came up and was like looking for a specific chair and then was like messing with the settings and like trying to fix it, I think. Someone left their headphones, and of course they came back to the theater right as the movie was starting to get them. There's just a lot going on. So I was in the theater, just like a little stressed. It's also like a little bit scary of a movie. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I won't spoil what happens, but in the last 5 minutes, when arguably a lot is going on in this movie about cannibals, I look over to the man that is sitting directly next to me, and his dick is out of his pants.
Out of a zipper?
Yes. And I leaned over to my friend, and I was like, the man next to me is masturbating. And she
jerking
was
off.
like, yeah. And she was like, move towards me then. I was like, I'm gonna get up. Am I gonna miss anything crazy? And she was like, yes. And so I just exited my seat. I didn't bring any of my stuff with me, and I just walked and I stood in the hallway for the rest of the movie and watched standing. And we immediately left. It was truly crazy. Can't stop thinking about it, obviously, because why? So many reasons. And then I tweeted
Boner
this.
and all.
Got a lot of those responses. Classic. I did tweet my review, which is basically like I couldn't review this movie because the man next to me had his dick out for the last 5 minutes.
But that's more than a dick out. That's like
Yeah, no, for sure. And my friend said afterwards he like just covered it with his phone. And I, like,
what?
I don't know.
That's how
Small dick,
it
by
was.
the way. Yeah.
iPhone mini.
Yeah, he had the 12 mini.
Yeah.
Well, also his phone kept going off the entire movie. Like every 5 minutes, it would bing, and when my
They were
friend and I
all
were like,
Amber Alerts.
What was the state of this man? Was it like a dignified old man, or was it a rambunctious teen?
an older man, like he seemed fine. I felt like there was
What do
I felt
you
like
mean?
there was a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like, you know, sometimes people go to movie theaters to sleep, like they sneak in or whatever, and like just to like sit for a while. And I felt like there was someone else in the theater that was doing that, because it was like, I don't know, they had like a ton of bags with them, like a huge book bag, a little weird. But this guy, he walked up to his seat, he sat down on the headphones that the man later picked up. He was like, "Are these yours?" I said no. He put them in the seat next to him, and we carried on. But like, it wasn't like I didn't hear, like I saw him occasionally like shifting like this. I felt like a little uncomfortable vibes from him. I couldn't really tell why, but I chalked it up to watching a movie about cannibals where like it's just like, who can you trust?
So he was Django to the cannibal part.
I mean, it was like a significantly bloody, like,
Got it.
Every like the culmination of the movie. Kind
Jeez
of.
Louise.
So that was crazy. But yeah, a lot of weird responses to my tweet as well. Someone tagged Geoff in one, and it's like, I don't know. Get off the internet for a night.
Were you like laughing, or were you like legitimately traumatized? Like, how many jokes should we make right now about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, no, I was making jokes. I was talking about it very loud as I was exiting the theater. I just wanted everyone around to be aware.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you tell on him?
No, because how would I? You know what I mean? Like,
Kind of a waste of your time, I guess.
yeah. I was like, I
It'd be
can't
nice
really.
if he got in trouble.
Yeah.
I have to imagine he like snuck into the theater, which honestly, like, there was a woman sitting by the escalator on the bottom floor that barely checked me in. Like, I almost walked past her, so I could see how that would happen. But yeah, I was like, who am I gonna tell? Like, what is that gonna do? But I mean, ultimately, I can make fun of it, but it is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Marika.
And now that movie is ruined for me.
Did you
it's
like it
fine.
aside from that before you realized the fapping?
Yeah. Well, the other thing that is kind of like the joke that I was originally going to make, which I decided was too bad to make, but then became fine when this happened, was my review for the movie was almost going to be Army Hammer watching this and jerking off.
I was gonna make an Army Hammer joke.
So yeah. So now it's fine to make. But
I mean, did we rule out that it was him?
That was perfect timed storytelling. 7 minutes of Marika takes the reins, and
Thank
she
you.
wrapped it up at the 7th minute.
Mhm.
7 minutes of hell.
Hilarious casting, by the way, that Timothée Chalamet's in that movie.
He's kind of great in it. I don't know. He's being real weird in it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him.
They're like, what was the inspiration for this character? And he's like, well, That's my
He
army.
produced the movie.
We do have to move on. We can talk more about
And that's
you
the
being...
problem. Like, I don't want to move on. And you're just sweeping this whole thing under the rug.
For some, like Marika, we actually can't move on.
Mhm.
Exactly. But yeah, let's hear what's going on. Gordon Gecko versus the Geico lizard or some shit.
Well, it was gonna be Bond of the Week, but yeah, like, do you
All right, I'll
want to
go.
talk
The guy
about
that
it
was
more?
Django next to Marika in the theater.
Okay, that's all right.
Just 'cause I assume
That's
he's wearing a
horrible. That was a
Rolex.
non-consensual sexual experience.
Yeah, for sure.
That sucks. I'm sorry that happened.
It's okay. I'll internalize it and then get over it one day.
Madonna is my Bond of the Week.
Lady
Mine's Edward
Madonna.
Norton in Glass Onion, specifically his character Miles Braun.
That's good.
Did you like that movie?
I
Shut
did.
up.
Did you see it?
No. I didn't see the first one either.
Joel?
Wow. Should.
I'll go Will Smith. I think he needs, like, if there was just one slap scene in the movie, it would go viral.
I think that would undo all of the press that he's currently doing to rejuvenate his figure that is ultimately fine because no one cares anymore.
Emancipation style.
Mm-hmm.
Amir, Bond of the Week? You already did yours. Never mind.
You know
that's
who'd be
over and
funny?
done with. What?
I was going to say Anthony Fauci.
Hasn't he come up as a Bond before?
No
It's
way. I remember every Bond suggestion.
You know how they
Can
did
someone-
2 Casino Royales?
Yeah.
This will be the second Doctor No. Because that's kind of what he did for like 2 years. He was a doctor who's telling you no, you can't do that. Yeah, laugh there.
Can
Don't just
someone
say yeah? That's where
make
you laugh.
a Headgum podcast fandom.com wikia whatever those things are page that
Yeah.
lists all of the bonds of the week.
Yeah, it would take
Slay.
a few weeks to put it all together, but we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you
let's
so
just
much.
do a Wikipedia page because that's more legitimate.
No.
That would help me
No.
get
It really
verified.
needs to be a
It's
fan
not.
wikia.
Yeah.
Why
And
can't?
I agree. I mean, that's the first place that I go for any relevant information about.
I skip them every
anything.
time because I'm like,
That's
these
crazy.
are crazed fans
The other
editing these
Do you
pages
want-
willy nilly.
Do you want to know something really sad and weird that I did recently?
Another?
So I went to see this movie.
I was trying to look up a really niche reference to the Netflix series The Punisher to respond to a text from my friend. And then I couldn't find it in the fandom article, but I got so enthralled in the plot description that I read the entire plot description of every
Of a movie you've
appearance.
seen.
No, yeah, well, I have seen it, but it's multiple TV shows, like every plot that the Punisher is involved in the Marvel Netflix universe written out, and it wasn't written well. Clear mistakes.
So why did you read it, man?
I don't know.
This is
Commenting
crazy.
all the
I've never
mistakes at
seen
the
this.
bottom.
I'm feeling normal. Joel's barely gotten a word in edgewise. Amir is his normal, sinewy, deplorable self. But Marika is coming in with that Friday feeling.
Woo!
All right. A White Lotus mystery. This is news of the day. Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick break. Thanks, some sponsors. Hoping the show does a little bit better financially next year. So,
You and me both.
guys, sometimes you just wish that life came with a user manual, right? Whether you start a new job or project or a new relationship or have any struggles within your family's core, sometimes it's like, what am I supposed to do here, right? And that's why BetterHelp Online Therapy is here, because it is the next best thing to a user manual for life. Because unfortunately, life doesn't come with a user manual. So when it's not working for you, it's normal to feel stuck. And navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine that can, called you. I'm in therapy every week. I've said the same thing on every ad read for this. It really is important if you want to be the best version of yourself and show up for the people that you care about and the people around you as the best version of yourself. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist, and if things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. It couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/what's that? Again, that's betterhelp.com/what's that? Thanks, BetterHelp. Let's take it into news of the day. Per the Wall Street Journal, a White Lotus mystery. Constant hotel dining. I was so happy when I saw this headline, because I was like, yeah, these people are all like really rich. They wouldn't be eating at the hotel every single night. They're in Sicily.
Maybe it's more of a remote location and has like a world star restaurant.
Every night? They said these decadent television characters can afford any meal anywhere. Why do they stick with the same in-house menu?
Oh, like the characters in season 2 are only eating at the hotel.
Well, actually, some of them have been going off to yachts and day trips and night trips and stuff like that. So that's not entirely accurate.
Well, Christopher from The Sopranos and his family always eats at the restaurant every single night. I'm like, and they all look so complacent. I'm like, that's what, like, vacations are for breaking your routine, Joel.
Yeah, but there's something nice about going to the same restaurant every single night.
They're also like kind of grandfather. What's that?
They're kind of depressed.
What an impish smile Amir just had.
Sorry, I'm trying to sit down.
This is actually one of my favorite underrated tweets of my own recently. Can I read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Rumpy Stiltskin. An imp barters for a daughter / also has a fucking dump truck.
Is that what happens in Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah, like a hunchback barters for a daughter.
No, that's Rapunzel.
That's Rapunzel.
Oh.
Rumpy Stiltskin. Did you guys get it?
I don't remember who Rumpelstiltskin is either.
He like trades gold for a daughter.
I was
Fuck you guys!
I was confusing him with Rasputin.
A real person.
Yeah.
All right. Discuss. Lake Bell jokes that she's straight up a better parent on weed. What do we think?
I think it really sucks that Lake Bell was killed off in the beginning of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
I think it really sucks that I've only been to her house once.
Because it was bad, or because you should go more?
As I should be invited for a weekly dinner, Gilmore Girls style.
Is she in Gilmore Girls?
No.
But they have a weekly dinner. Even I know that.
Yes.
She had to pay Rory back for the grandparents paid for Rory's college.
Yeah.
Yale.
Joel, I think you're a Logan.
Is that someone in Gilmore Girls? Because if it was, I would know, and it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's her third boyfriend.
Oh, I'm a Luke. And I will run a diner one day.
Okay.
I never watched Gilmore Girls, but I don't believe you're a Luke.
Geoff,
you're not a like flannel and hats guy.
What,
Geoff,
Amir?
I'm on your Twitter. You never tweeted the Rumpelstiltskin. Your last.
Did you delete it because
tweets.
it was so underrated?
Imagine dying during a massage. That's your most recent one. Thinking about going to Mallorca someday, whatever.
That one got Marika. I just think the image of your face in the little thing and someone like continues meeting into you. Erstwhile, you died at minute 14. The Rumpelstiltskin
sets in and they're like, wow, so tense.
Hollywood can make you miserable. White Lotus star Aubrey Plaza just laughs it off. Amir, does Hollywood make you miserable?
Not me personally, because I haven't had much success, but I can see why the entire industry is toxic and structured in such a way that most people either fail or have a terrible time succeeding.
Okay, that was depressing as shit. The U.S. city with the most coffee shops per capita isn't what you'd expect. Where do you guys think it is?
Seattle.
Where do you guys think it is?
Is it a city we've heard of, like a big city like Denver, or is it like a random small city like Concord, New Hampshire?
It's a top 10 U.S. city.
Wow.
Phoenix.
Boston.
I'll say Miami.
Believe it or not, San Francisco actually is packed with the most coffee shops per capita.
That's not terribly surprising.
Yeah.
Or
It's a really
I guess
small,
it's like,
densely populated city.
yeah, not that many people live there.
I'm so worried this is per Slate. I'm so worried my kid is becoming that kid. How can I keep that from happening?
Don't send them to
Pointing to
the
an ugly
University of Chicago.
Nice.
So you think you're that kid?
That kids are a term that you Chicago students use to refer to the students that like ask for homework or like raise their hand constantly, just are a general annoying nuisance in class.
Like a pick-me girl, but for classmates?
I don't know what a pick-me girl is.
A pick-me girl is like a female misogynist.
Pick me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's cool.
Oh, I didn't. What?
Yeah, they're like, they want to be the only girl in the room, and they're like, oh, like I'm such a guy's girl, and it's like they try and push other
Like
women down while uplifting
a
themselves.
cool girl?
No.
And not like other girls?
No, actually not like a cool girl.
Now that's a that kid move.
This article had my jaw on the floor. This person's judging his kids so quickly. My 5-year-old had a fairly smooth transition to kindergarten after only limited preschool experiences because of COVID. He seemed to have friends, be well liked by his classmates, and is testing academically at about average or a little above. He's
academically? Academically? What's academically? Like somebody named Emily or sorry, continue. Carry on.
My therapist
Basically.
knows your name.
By heart.
Is that a threat?
At our first quarterly conference with his teacher this week, we were pretty blindsided to hear that he's been having a tough week. He's been struggling to stop talking/fidgeting when asked. He's disrupting the class by chatting or not keeping his hands to himself, etc. It seems like his impulse control, which I would say has been at an age-appropriate level until recently, has really slipped in the classroom. This kid is 5. I'm at a loss and I'm freaked out. Is something wrong? Do we need to evaluate him for something? I have so many theories. He's been out sick with the flu, he's overstimulated, he's struggling to adjust, and on and on. I have no idea which of these may be accurate. It sounds like this particular class is a tough bunch overall. I'm terrified my child is going to earn a reputation as a bad kid and worse, internalize that himself.
Or worse,
Relax,
that,
I think.
Or worse, that kid.
They were worse, that kid.
What's the worst
This is
kid a
interesting.
kid
My My mom was just telling me how no parent can objectively evaluate their own child. So the fact that this parent thinks his child is average at impulse control and about average academically might mean they've never been good at any of these things.
Yeah. Average isn't good, I would say.
Also, I'm like descending into darkness here.
Morally.
You really are.
4:40 p.m.
We
huh?
see you
East
opening
Coast style.
Fandango.
Yeah, it sucks for that kid, I guess.
Yeah.
When the name of a movie is Cocaine Bear,
A bear did cocaine.
you can expect critics to snort. But the Bonkers trailer has moviegoers salivating to see the film featuring a bear high on coke embarked on a murderous rampage. Sharknado, but for bears, but on cocaine. And then there's that tease, inspired by true events. This much at least is true.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
That did happen in 1985 when a drug smuggler named Andrew Thornton died in someone's backyard when he jumped from a small plane with bricks of cocaine in a duffel bag attached to it.
It looked like a gentleman jumped out of an airplane with a parachute was too small for his load.
But before he jumped, he apparently dumped other cocaine-filled bags, and a 170-pound bear was found dead among the drugs on a Georgia hillside. Officials said he OD'd. The movie shows the bear dining on coke.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that.
The real bear died from the drugs, and there was no killing spree. It's believed the stuffed bear eventually ended up in a place called the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall, where you can buy cocaine bear earrings, and even what they call a blow globe does not contain cocaine.
What the is wrong with that bear?
The poor guy is being compared to Scarface.
Poor guy.
Some are calling him Pablo Escobar, a nickname even a coked-up bear might not take lying down. Ginny Mose, CNN.
And don't ever come down.
New York.
What do we think?
Can we see
Are
the one about Drake giving DJ Khaled 4 toilets? It's the
I'm
look at
excited
this
for
next video.
Cocaine Bear. Seems really dumb.
Yeah. We don't have time, Amir. Maybe next episode.
Yeah. 4 toilets seems like a lot, though.
I also, my friend really likes one of the stars of that movie, Alden, whatever his last name is, the guy that was the young Han Solo in Solo, A Star Wars Story. So I knew about this movie for a really long time just by the name Cocaine Bear. And I was like, surely this is just a strangely named movie, but it's
what
exactly what it sounds like. So,
Amir, how would you go about giving someone 4 toilets?
Right, you'd have to deliver them.
Logistically.
But like, just the installation alone would cost that person over $1,000, which I guess is fine. I
unless
assume
they can
DJ
do
Khaled
it
has
themselves.
It's also like
you just
giving
have room
someone
for 4 toilets. You have 4 extra bathrooms.
I think if you asked DJ Khaled if he could
he'd have to
install
replace the
toilets, he'd say yes for sure.
He said
think
he'd
so.
say nothing's impossible.
That's good. I gave you
Me
3
the best.
toilets, and then he'd be like, another one. And then they get, all right, fine, 4
Yeah,
toilets.
I think it probably went something like Drake was like, "Let me get you this really special toilet bowl," and he's like, "Another
Yo,
one."
let me get you these toilets now.
That's who Drake.
Yeah. Yo, I
Joel,
got you
can
some
you evaluate?
toilets.
Can you evaluate that?
I see
Yo,
where
listen,
you're
man, I
going
got
with
you some
this,
toilets,
but-
though.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Yeah. No, man.
That being
I got
said,
you.
the DJ Khaled impression, on
Yeah?
point.
Really?
OP. Yeah.
Not really. They're both bad. They're just
Yo, I got
like
you a
making-
toilet.
You're just like
And
not
like to be DJ
enunciating.
Khaled, you need like one line at the beginning of the song. So honestly, I think you could fill in for him. and
We
it would
the
still
best
work.
toilets. Is that him?
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah.
We the best, yeah.
Yo, I got you a toilet, though.
Welcome to Shopify Wrapped. Everybody's been looking at their Spotify Wrapped this week of your most listened to artists. But I thought it'd be interesting to do Shopify Wrapped, which is...
You're a company man.
Yeah. Grace, cut that out.
It was fine.
What I need you guys to do is I need you to open your email inbox and search Shopify order. And then we're all going to go one by one and list the first 5 results that are actual Shopify orders. And that'll be our Shopify Wrapped. What do we think?
Well,
I actually have
I have some
different...
notes.
Yeah, I have actually a really big note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marika, you can go
on
first.
anything.
Yeah, well, first off, I was going to say I don't think I'll have anything, just confirmed. I don't. But what I'm actually interested in is I have a white elephant party that I'm going to tomorrow that I don't have a gift for.
All right.
So, like, if instead, like, maybe Marika has a good gift idea for me.
Well, why don't we do our Shopify Wraps? Because what you're describing is just a discussion that's mostly unrelated. And then maybe some of our previous purchases will spark joy/inspiration.
Sure.
I don't have anything from Shopify.
Neither did I.
Marika.
Me neither. However, what I could do is log into the Headgum email for the store and just read everyone's information that's ordered stuff
Breach of
from our store.
confidentiality.
Right, which is
Yeah.
my exact point. Like, this wasn't never going to work as a game.
It's not a game. It's just like an interesting thing to be doing. It's like when you're playing cards with friends, but then you're talking about other shit.
Shopify isn't a store. It's an e-commerce platform that other
know.
stores use.
So if you say
maybe we should just look at our recent orders.
Fine, let's go
Amazon?
recent orders.
We could do Amazon, but that's like kind of boring. It's like, oh, shampoo, toilet paper.
Shut up. All right, here we go. Sense of Place wines. I ordered some Pinot Noir online because I found this wine that I really like from Monterey County. That's number
That's
one.
so sad, man.
Number
My order-
2.
Oh, we're not going around in a circle.
No,
I
you
feel
have to
like
do.
it's just Geoff trying to sort of brag about buying stuff online.
Yeah,
as the game
maybe
or
this is
I
something.
was going to
Jeff's
say
gift
that
guide.
too.
Yeah,
It's
wine.
gift guide, fine. Maybe that's interesting, but I just thought this would be interesting because that's what's going on in the ether right now. Right?
Well, Spotify is not Shopify.
Got a buddy 4 toilets here. Nothing that exciting.
I was only prepared with my Shopify stuff, which
Well,
is
do your Shopify stuff if you
no,
have.
because some of it was
Yeah,
fucking
get through it.
personal.
Then don't yell at us. Because how are you not going to end up reading the personal stuff?
Uh,
Nice.
Oh, this is good. A
Yes.
signed Steely Dan Asia record that I got for somebody for Christmas.
That's nice of you.
Who
Here we go. A cream
cares?
cable net fisherman sweater.
Jeff, didn't
That's
you
normal?
on a recent episode that we learned that you are limiting your spending to only necessities, and the things that have been in your orders list are Steely Dan record, wine that you liked, and a fisherman's sweater.
First
And you
of
live
all,
and you live in LA.
I resent the implication that wine is not a necessity. Second of all, the Steely Dan
Nice.
record is a gift for an important person in my life who I need
Classic.
to impress, and that's not a necessity. And the fisherman sweater was a birthday gift to myself. All right, Also, I didn't say I was limiting my spending to nothing I don't need. I just said I was trying to rein in my expenses, which I have been doing. I have $10,000 in VT Sacks.
What's that?
Joel knows.
I don't.
It's a Vanguard account.
Joel is
Why do you
Joel,
think Joel
if you
knows?
lean back like a foot, are you in full darkness?
What are your guys' last 4 online orders?
I just bought a pair
I-
of socks today. Ondo merino wool no-show socks 4-pack charcoal black.
I got something for you, Geoff.
All right.
My friend that I always go bike riding with never wears a helmet. So I bought him a helmet for his birthday.
Okay.
He tried it on. It didn't fit. So then I bought him a new helmet, which I just sent to him. And you have a review podcast, right? So I sent him the top review for this item, which is, I have a big head and have problem finding helmets that fit. This one fits even my king-size dome. I also think it is pretty good looking.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I look at reviews all the time. I think that's pretty down the middle.
Well, it fit my friend's head, so that's the
I'm
important
glad.
thing.
Nice.
My Billy
yeah.
Razor subscription re-upped. So that's probably the second thing that I ordered.
I got this cool deli hat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rangers?
All right. Well, this sucked. Let's just move on.
Jesus, man.
Listen, this is kind of real. I just thought this would be a nice way to end this episode. There's been a lot of hate speech going around. Yesterday, Kanye said that Hitler had a lot of good things about him and merit, and that Nazism isn't bad. So I thought we could, instead of spreading hate speech, which I don't think this show spreads hate speech, but it definitely spreads hate, mostly towards me. But I thought we could all go around and say one thing we love about each other. I'll start, because I know you guys don't have anything. Joel, I think you're a really charismatic guy. I think that people are magnetized to your personality and smile when you're at a bar. Marika, when you
Only
get
at
in,
a bar?
I take it back.
Yeah, have you
Fuck
been to a
man.
bar with Joel?
Fuck you.
The
Have you been
hell?
to bars?
Yeah, I think we have.
Marika.
Yeah, all right.
When you
Fair.
get into things, you get into things very deeply, which which resonates with me, and I appreciate it about you. I know that if I consume a piece of media, you've already have consumed it, and I could ask you any question about it, and you would know the answer to the question. That's pretty cool, and that makes you an interesting person. All right,
Thanks, I guess.
Joel, Marika, you guys.
You
Are
skipped
you just
me.
skipping Amir?
Oh. I like that in the here's something nice. I like that in the past couple of years you've kind of reined it in content wise, right? Like you're not like trying to make pilots anymore. You're not even really doing Jake and Amir videos anymore, which you guys like started doing
Why
again
do
and
you
then you
like that?
stopped.
Why do you like
Just
that I'm doing
you
less?
having less of a digital footprint is good to me. That's also why I'm wishing for the demise of Twitter. This is all a compliment. I'm saying I'm glad that you've reined
Not
it
really.
in, and I'm proud of you for that. I think that
How
shows
is that
growth.
a compliment?
It's a compliment because I think you're realizing what your strong suits are and
Which
where
is-
you maybe should disappear. What's that?
What would you say is my strong suit?
What was that movie where? Oh, Arrested Development. That school where it's like a blank boy, like is out of sight, out of mind.
Oh,
that's-
a Milford man
A Milford man. Yeah.
is
you're
never
a
seen
Milford
nor
man.
heard.
Ideally, you're a Milford man in that regard. This is supposed to be nice.
But yeah, we share that concern.
No, Amir, I think you're really smart and observant of human behavior, and that's why you can add little isms in your comedy that resonate with people.
Making it up entirely, that meant nothing.
All right, now it's let me popcorn it over to Marika.
Um,
And by the way, we don't go anywhere. The show doesn't end unless everyone does this. Trying to put some positivity out there.
right.
The hardest
Your
thing in the world.
positivity for me was that I do less and that you're proud of me. Then you thought of an Arrested Development joke. Then you said I do stand-up or something.
Marika?
Joel has been a great person to share an office space with, and is always very, this is so badly worded. You're always very, like, open to doing things with everyone, and you're always there for the free lunch, which I really respect. And I like having you in the office. Is that good enough? Did I pass?
Go on. No, that was good.
Joel on, King.
Amir is celebrating so early. No, I really appreciate that you come to me for theater recommendations for yourself and your family. I think that's really fun, and I like giving those out. So I'm glad that I can be that person for you.
Broadway expert.
Sort of a compliment to yourself, but I'll take it.
Well, I will say the very.
She's like,
the
I
very
also
nice,
ordered wine from Monterey. If you know.
Well, the nice aspect of it was that I recommended a show for Amir's parents to see, and they liked it a lot, and he sent me their response, which was very cute. And that made me happy. Geoff is I'm so bad at this kind of thing.
No, that's all right. You don't have to.
No, genuinely, I really enjoy being your friend, and have for the past 5 years or whatever. It's been great watching you grow up.
How much older than me are you? 4 years?
3?
You're 28?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. But you always felt like a child that was around. I feel like
Still
it's
do, really.
It's also like I was so used to being that person, like the younger person in friend groups, because I like graduating early and stuff. So it was fun to have someone else that like took over that role.
I'll take it.
But genuinely, you're a great pal.
Thanks. This is also, by the way, just a midway point of why I decided to do this. This is the ultimate way to make people uncomfortable. People always ask me, like, what's your podcast about? I'm like, it's really hard to explain, but it's basically like a panel show hosted by a maniac, and I just try to make people really uncomfortable. This is the most uncomfortable anyone's ever been on this show. Let's take it over to Joel.
You're asking us to be sincere and vulnerable.
Let's do Amir, actually, because I know that Amir's going to have the hardest time, and I don't want to end it on his sour. Amir?
Joel is brilliant and incredibly hardworking and talented. He's also a perfect personality fit, seems to never get stressed out, always down to hang out, great sense of humor, can, program and also do the Headgum podcast. Rare to find someone who can do those things. He loves basketball. Appreciate that about him. Always down to talk hoops. always down to play hoops. I heard is very athletic and good at basketball.
This is a lot.
Marika is incredibly hardworking. The backbone of Headgum, makes sure that everything runs on time, never gets too stressed out despite having to deal with so much shit from everybody at the company. Constantly is down to make Headgum a better place, whether it be through live shows or making sure that all the ads are served on time, making sure that little things get done and huge things get done all at the same time. One man wrecking crew, is one of the reasons, probably the biggest reason that Headgum is where it is because of Marika.
And we have that all on record. So Marika, I'll clip this out for you to send in an email to Marty demanding at least $120,000 a year if you're not already making that.
Cool.
Geoff is always kind of down to figure out different I couldn't wear what Geoff wears. No way.
It wouldn't fit for one.
Yeah, but it doesn't fit him either, so.
You can't rock long socks and Blundstones.
We both seemingly equally cannot, but Geoff is down to try. Which, yeah. On to, is it Joel's
By
turn?
the way, if those were, you know how on TikTok drummers will drum to the rhythm of comedy?
Yeah.
That would be two perfectly executed jazz drumming solos and then a toddler learning the tambourine bad.
You're
in the
saying
ways
my compliments were good to everybody but
how
you.
quickly and effortlessly they came for Joel and Marika, and then for me you stumbled into it and didn't.
Well, I do also feel like Amir is in a position where he has to evaluate employees in that sort of way, and you're not really fully an employee, so he doesn't really have to do that with you.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So he was prepared for us.
Mm-hmm. Joel?
I'll start Marika because I think that's the easiest. Marika is great at meeting people where they are. Feel like when there's you always know that she has your back. In the office, I feel like if there's a gym moment where I need to sort of look at someone and we both know that was funny or weird, Marika's the person for that. And just has a kind and understanding heart and is always great to be around.
Thanks, Joel.
Amir, I guess it's cool that you're the boss, but you don't really act like it. As in, you act like one of the...
no responsibility.
Good or bad, yeah.
You're sort of very down to hang out with all of us underlings, whether it's shooting hoops, talking hoops, just being yourself, cracking the same jokes that we hear on here all the time, whether they're good or not.
Classic.
And then Jeffrey, it's interesting hanging out with Jeffrey. I think Geoff is actually a very...
We usually stop around the 50-minute mark.
That was a Headgum original.